What if the very breath you take and every subtle emotion you feel could be harnessed into a powerful force to shape your reality? What if, instead of moving through life at the mercy of invisible currents, you could learn to direct that energy like a skilled navigator guiding a ship through open seas? In this world, where unseen forces weave through our bodies and minds, understanding and managing your vital energy is not just a mystical idea. It's a skill that can empower you to become a conscious creator of your destiny. Today, we're stepping onto the beginner's path, exploring ancient principles and simple practices that awaken the subtle currents of life within you. Don't blink. Stay with me, and together, we'll unlock a new understanding of what it means to be truly alive. Close your eyes for a moment and consider the subtle tingling sensations that pass through your body, the flutter in your chest when you're inspired, the heaviness in your limbs when you're sad, the spark that ignites your heart when you fall in love. These aren't just poetic flourishes or random feelings. They are tangible signs of something ancient traditions have known for millennia, a subtle current known as vital energy. In various cultures, this life force has many names. The Hindus call it Prana, the Chinese know it as Qi, and others refer to it as a magnetic fluid coursing through all living beings. Whatever the name, the meaning remains universal. This is the invisible thread weaving through the tapestry of life, sustaining your health, emotions, and deepest aspirations. To understand this vital energy is to acknowledge that you are more than flesh, bone, and thought. Picture yourself as an instrument, and imagine that your vital energy is the music you produce. When your energy flows freely, you feel balanced, clear-headed, and alive. Your thoughts become purposeful, your emotions steady, and your body responds like a perfectly tuned instrument. Yet, when this flow is blocked or stagnant, life feels off-key. You might struggle to concentrate, experience unexplainable fatigue, or feel as though something is amiss despite no obvious reason. In these moments, it's not just your mind or body working in isolation. Your entire energetic system is signaling that it needs attention, alignment, and care. By recognizing that this energy is not some vague concept, but a real force influencing your health and happiness, you take an essential first step toward mastery. Awareness is the gateway. When you become aware of your vital energy, you can begin to sense subtle shifts in your mood or physical state before they escalate into bigger issues. You start to realize that you're not merely a passive observer floating through life, but a dynamic participant who can interact with this energy. This awareness invites you to listen more closely to the signals of your body and spirit, learning to guide and channel this current rather than being swept along by it. Think of it like discovering a hidden language. Once you learn a few words, you can start having a conversation. Over time, that conversation grows deeper, more meaningful, and more empowering. Understanding your vital energy is the beginning of a lifelong dialogue with the very essence of your existence. Imagine holding a compass in your hand, but instead of pointing north or south, it responds to the subtle magnetic currents swirling within and around your body. In the traditions of occultism and hermeticism, there's a profound understanding that our inner world is layered with energetic pathways and subtle forces, much like invisible rivers shaping the landscape of our lives. These traditions teach that just as we can learn to navigate physical territory, we can also train ourselves to steer the direction of these energetic currents through the disciplined application of our will. It might sound mystical or far-fetched at first, but when you strip away the esoteric language, you're left with a simple yet profound principle: the human mind, heart, and body can cooperate to guide energy with purpose. Consider the idea of magnetic fluid, an age-old concept where this invisible substance is said to permeate the universe, much like water in an endless ocean. According to hermetic thought, human beings can learn to influence this fluid using the power of focused intention and concentration. In other words, your mind isn't just a receiver of random thoughts, it's a tool that can shape and mold the subtle energies around you. By honing your mental discipline, you can learn to draw energy toward yourself, repel unwanted influences, or direct currents of vitality into areas of your life that need replenishment. But how does one begin? The first key lies in observation. Just as a gardener studies the soil and weather patterns before planting seeds, you must learn to perceive the subtle layers of your being, your thoughts, your emotions, the tension in your muscles, and the sensations that arise when you focus on a particular goal. Once you recognize these energetic patterns, you can start to exert gentle influence. Through visualization, you might imagine a warm, radiant light filling your chest when you breathe, or picture energy pooling in your hands as you prepare to create something meaningful. Discipline is essential. The more consistently you practice, the more refined your ability to direct energy becomes. Think of it as learning to play a musical instrument. At first, the notes feel awkward, and you might struggle to produce a harmonious sound. But with patience, dedication, and the willingness to experiment, you begin to create melodies that uplift, inspire, and heal. The principles of energy manipulation aren't reserved for mystics in hidden temples. They're available to anyone willing to cultivate awareness and harness the power of a disciplined will. Picture a time long before skyscrapers touched the clouds and digital screens ruled our attention. In those ages, wisdom was passed through whispered teachings, and understanding the subtle flow of energy was as natural as breathing. Within ancient Chinese culture, the concept of qi emerged as a fundamental truth, an invisible essence that sustains life, similar to the way air fills our lungs. To them, qi was not merely an abstract idea, it was as real and vital as the food one ate or the water one drank. Qi, often described as the life force energy that animates both body and mind, was understood to be shaped by our habits, our thoughts, and our connection to the world around us. In practices like Qigong, some might also recognize forms like Qigong or Tai Chi. Centuries of experiential knowledge converge into simple, graceful exercises designed to cultivate and balance Qi. Rather than huffing and puffing through strenuous workouts, these ancient practitioners focused on slow, flowing movements, deep breathing, and profound mental presence. Each movement wasn't just about physical fitness, it was a form of energy hygiene, a way to clear blockages and allow qi to travel freely along the body's energetic channels, often referred to as meridians. By calming the mind, relaxing the body, and moving with intention, they believed they could tune their inner frequency, improving health, sharpening mental clarity, and deepening their spiritual connection. But these practices weren't limited to monks in secluded temples. They were integrated into daily life. Imagine a farmer pausing before beginning the day's labor, performing a few mindful stretches, breathing deeply, and visualizing energy flowing smoothly through every limb. Or envision an artist, before picking up a brush, steadying their breath and harmonizing their inner state, allowing inspiration to merge with the movement of their hand. The cultivation of qi was a way of maintaining vitality, not by force or aggression, but through understanding one's own rhythm and aligning with the natural pulse of existence. Much like tuning a musical instrument, these ancient practices show that the body, mind, and spirit can be adjusted until they produce harmony. Balance is not achieved through struggle, but through surrendering to a more natural flow. We learn to guide, not dominate. To influence, not coerce. In doing so, we gain a key to deeper well-being, richer creativity, and a more profound sense of what it means to be fully alive. The story these traditions tell is simple yet timeless. By stepping into alignment with life's subtle currents, you discover that the power to shape and direct your own energy has always been within you. Picture this: you find a quiet corner in your home, turn off your phone, and close your eyes. There's no hurry, no deadline pressing against your mind. Your first task is simple: observe. Before you try to direct or harness energy, you must feel it. One foundational exercise involves body scanning. Start at the top of your head and slowly move your attention downward, noticing any tension, warmth, coolness, or subtle tingling. This isn't just a relaxation technique, it's a way to gather vital data from the subtle layers of your body. You might notice a knot in your stomach when thinking about a certain memory, or a sense of lightness when recalling a joyful event. These sensations are messages from your energy system, and by paying attention, you begin to develop an energetic map of your own being. Next, bring awareness to your breath. Instead of the shallow, unconscious breathing most of us do, try an exercise like abdominal breathing. Place one hand on your belly and inhale slowly through your nose, feeling your abdomen expand gently like a balloon filling with air. Then exhale through your nose, letting your belly fall naturally. This simple practice may seem mundane at first, but it's actually a potent way to center your energy. By focusing on the rhythm of your breath, you synchronize your internal currents, calming the chatter of your mind and grounding your emotions. Over time, this type of breathing becomes second nature, and you'll start noticing that when life's chaos threatens to overwhelm you, a few deep, mindful breaths can reset your inner landscape. As you grow more comfortable, you can add visualization. Imagine, for instance, that with each inhale, you're drawing in a warm, golden light, and with each exhale, you're releasing tension and stagnant energy. Over time, as this imagery becomes more vivid, you might sense the energetic quality of this light, like a gentle stream washing through you, clearing out mental clutter and emotional residue. These exercises aren't about escaping reality, they're about enhancing your presence in it, enabling you to stand more firmly in your own truth. Engaging in these practices regularly helps bridge the gap between body and spirit. Instead of perceiving them as separate entities, you begin to understand how deeply intertwined they are. Your physical form is not merely a vehicle, it's a living temple through which energy flows, interacts, and transforms. By working with these exercises, you give yourself the gift of self-awareness and intentional influence. You learn that even in the simplicity of observing your breath or scanning your body, you hold the power to become an active participant in your own energetic well-being. Think back to the last time you felt an overwhelming emotion. Perhaps it was anger flaring up after someone cut you off in traffic, or a sudden wave of sadness that struck you without warning. Notice how it affects not only your mind, but also your body. Your heart might pound, your muscles tense, or your stomach twist. These reactions aren't just psychological occurrences, they're energetic events. Emotions, in their purest form, are currents of energy that surge through the body, coloring your thoughts, shaping your interactions, and influencing your decisions. Understanding emotional energy means recognizing that feelings are not random burdens, but powerful resources that can guide you toward deeper self-awareness and growth. Just as a river can nourish a landscape or flood it, emotions can either support or derail your spiritual and energetic development. When channeled consciously, anger can propel you forward, spurring you to stand up for yourself or make long overdue changes. Joy, on the other hand, radiates warmth and light, lifting your vibrational state and encouraging others to bask in that glow. Fear, when acknowledged rather than suppressed, can alert you to dangers or prompt you to develop courage. The key lies not in denying or eradicating these feelings, but in learning how to work with them, acknowledging their presence, understanding their origins, and directing their flow in a way that serves rather than hinders you. This begins with honest self-reflection. When you feel a strong emotion, pause and ask yourself, where is this feeling coming from? How is it manifesting in my body? What does this emotion want to tell me? By doing this, you start to decode the messages carried by your emotional energy. Instead of being swept away by every strong feeling, you begin to surf the wave with skill and grace. Over time, this approach transforms emotions from erratic forces into powerful allies, each offering valuable insights and opportunities for growth. Meditation, journaling, and speaking openly with trusted friends can all help you recognize patterns in your emotional life. As you become more attuned to these patterns, you'll start to notice that your emotional energy can be shifted through intention. For example, when sadness washes over you, you might engage in a grounding exercise, visualize warmth spreading through your chest, or channel that energy into an act of creation, like painting or writing. Through such deliberate actions, you reshape the narrative that often accompanies your emotions, allowing them to serve as stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. In essence, by learning to respect and manage your emotional energy, you gain access to a deeper reservoir of power. Emotions are not just feelings to be dealt with, they are energetic resources that can fuel your journey towards self-mastery and spiritual clarity. When balanced, emotional energy becomes a guiding current, helping you navigate life's challenges and celebrate its wonders with authenticity and purpose. Consider the mind as both a receiver and a transmitter. Most people allow their minds to run wild, jumping from one thought to the next without any real intention. In this state, the mind often behaves like a restless child, demanding attention, endlessly seeking stimulation, and distracting you from the subtle currents of your inner world. Mental discipline is the process of taking that child by the hand and guiding it gently, teaching it to listen more than it shouts, and to observe rather than judge. By doing so, you transform your mind from a chaotic commentator into a skilled conductor, directing the symphony of thoughts, images, and inspirations that flow through your consciousness. Developing mental discipline starts with something as simple as observation. Begin by sitting quietly and watching your thoughts as though you were an impartial witness. You'll likely be surprised by how often you drift into concerns about the past or worries about the future. This wandering mind can drain your vital energy, pulling you away from the present moment, where true power resides. With practice, you learn to recognize these mental deviations early and gently guide your focus back to the here and now. Each time you return to awareness, you strengthen your capacity for concentration, much like lifting weights strengthens muscles. Meditation is a prime vehicle for building mental discipline. By directing your attention to the breath, a candle flame, or a chosen mantra, you learn to hold focus with increasing steadiness. Over time, your mind becomes more transparent, revealing the patterns that shape your inner narrative. You begin to see that many of your problems are less about external situations and more about how your mind frames them. As this realization deepens, your perspective shifts. Instead of feeling trapped by habitual thoughts, you recognize you can reshape them, transforming confusion into clarity. Focusing your mind is not about eliminating all thoughts, an impossible task. Rather, it's about cultivating a calm center within the swirl of mental activity. As you become more adept at maintaining inner stillness, you find that you can direct your thoughts with intention. When you need creativity, you invite ideas to flow. When you need calm, you settle into silence. When you need confidence, you focus on supportive memories and visions of success. The mind, once your unruly master, becomes your ally, responding to your guidance instead of running the show. This newfound mental discipline complements the other aspects of energy management. After all, what good is abundant vital energy if it's scattered in 1,000 directions? When your mind is disciplined, you channel that energy where it's needed most, toward healing old wounds, launching inspired projects, or deepening your spiritual awareness. In this way, mental discipline is the quiet cornerstone of true energetic mastery, enabling you to become a deliberate creator of your reality. Imagine your breath as a bridge between your physical form and the subtle streams of energy that animate it. The air you draw into your lungs is not just oxygen, it's a carrier of life force, connecting you directly to the world around you. In yogic traditions, this vital life force is called Prana, and Pranayama refers to the set of practices designed to regulate, expand, and refine it. While the word Pranayama might sound exotic, its essence is surprisingly simple. Through intentional breathing exercises, you can influence your mental, emotional, and spiritual states, harnessing your energetic potential with conscious awareness. One particularly potent technique that yogis have employed for centuries is alternate nostril breathing, known as Nadi Shodhana. Though it may appear odd at first, using your fingers to close one nostril at a time, it's rooted in the understanding that each side of the body aligns with certain energetic qualities. The left nostril is often associated with the body's cooling, calming currents, relating to introspection and receptivity. The right nostril corresponds to warming, activating energies, tied to logic, action, and outward engagement. By alternately breathing through each nostril, you promote balance between these complementary forces, much like tuning two strings on a musical instrument so they resonate harmoniously. To practice this, find a quiet space where you can sit comfortably. Gently place your right thumb over your right nostril and inhale slowly through the left, feeling the air fill not just your lungs, but your entire body with a subtle glow of energy. Then, use your ring finger or pinky to close the left nostril, exhaling through the right. Next, inhale through the right nostril, then switch fingers and exhale through the left. This slow, deliberate pattern of breathing encourages a rhythmic equilibrium, clearing energetic blockages and calming mental turbulence. Over time, as you incorporate pranayama into your daily routine, you'll likely begin to notice shifts in your internal landscape. Moments that once triggered irritation or worry may feel more manageable, as if a gentle, steady hand guides your mind to stillness. Your capacity for concentration may deepen, and you might find yourself more at ease, both physically and emotionally. The profound truth behind pranayama is that it's not simply about inhaling and exhaling. It's about cultivating inner harmony and heightening self-awareness. What's remarkable is that these breathing techniques, so simple and accessible, carry such immense power. Unlike other forms of self-improvement that require external tools or costly investments, pranayama needs nothing more than your own body and the air surrounding you. By committing to regular practice, you invest in a quieter, clearer mind and a more resilient spirit. These techniques place the reins of your energy in your own hands, demonstrating that the way you breathe can profoundly impact how you live. Rather than merely existing, you learn to breathe in a way that supports your highest good, your deepest peace, and your most authentic self. Imagine standing at the helm of a great ship sailing through uncharted waters. The winds are unpredictable, the tides ever-shifting, and yet, with skill and steadfast will, you guide your vessel toward your chosen horizon. This image captures the essence of self-mastery in energy work. It's about recognizing that you are not at the mercy of random currents within and around you. Rather, you hold the rudder, steering your life's direction through conscious engagement with your vital energy. What does this look like in practice? It begins with cultivating awareness, listening to the messages whispered by your body, your emotions, and your mind. It continues with disciplined practice, working with breath, thought, and movement until they become instruments of creativity rather than sources of confusion. And it culminates in a profound realization: you are both the sculptor and the clay, the source and the conductor, the student and the master. Self-mastery is not a cold, mechanical process of control, but a compassionate journey of understanding and integration. At times, you'll find yourself wrestling with old emotional patterns or distracting mental chatter. Rather than battling these forces, you learn to transform them. You recognize that each obstacle, be it physical tension, emotional turmoil, or scattered thinking, is also a doorway. Behind it lies greater insight, strength, and freedom. When you stop judging these difficulties as bad or undesirable, and instead approach them as opportunities to refine your skill, you discover that every challenge is a stepping stone on the path of self-mastery. This process also extends beyond your internal world. The more you refine your own energy, the more clearly you perceive others. You begin to sense the subtle exchanges that occur in every interaction, words layered with unspoken feelings, body language charged with hidden intentions. With greater clarity, you respond to life more deliberately, choosing words and actions that uplift rather than harm. Slowly but surely, you become a conscious creator of your reality, less influenced by outside pressures and more directed by your genuine inner compass. Self-mastery is empowerment rooted in truth. As you learn to channel your energy with purpose, you no longer feel like a leaf tossed about by the wind. You become the wind itself, subtle yet strong, capable of shaping the landscape of your life. Such mastery is not a final destination, but an evolving dance, one in which you continually refine your steps. When you stumble, you learn. When you struggle, you grow. Over time, this dance feels more fluid, more graceful. You start to see that the art of managing your vital energy is really the art of living fully. It's the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you have the tools to face whatever storms arise and the humility to keep learning, adjusting, and expanding. This is the true gift of working with your vital energy, not just feeling better or thinking more clearly, but stepping into the role of conscious creator, shaping your life with the deft hand of an awakened soul. As we arrive at the end of our journey, pause and reflect on how far you've come. You began by exploring the invisible currents of vital energy, discovering that you are more than just a traveler carried along by life's tides. You learned that with understanding and practice, you can become the navigator of those subtle streams, shaping them to enrich your health, guide your emotions, sharpen your mind, and ground you in spiritual truth. Through ancient principles, simple exercises, and intentional breathing, you've grasped that true energy management goes beyond mysterious theories. It's about engaging with the deepest parts of yourself. The power is yours. You are not some bystander in your own life story. Every breath, every thought, every emotion carries a charge, and with practice, you learn to direct that charge toward healing, growth, and purposeful action. This is the essence of self-mastery, of becoming a conscious creator who shapes reality rather than passively observing it unfold. Yes, the path is ongoing and the work never ends, but each step you take further aligns your body, mind, and spirit. Embrace this journey as a sacred dance, one that can elevate your perception, deepen your insight, and ultimately transform your life. If this message has resonated with you, share it. Let it ripple outwards so others can discover their own capacity for energetic alignment. Subscribe to stay connected, as we'll continue exploring tools, insights, and timeless wisdom to guide you onward. Remember, you hold the keys within you. Breathe with intent, feel deeply yet wisely, think with clarity, and walk forward with courage. When you step into your truth, you open the door to limitless possibility. Let this understanding linger in your heart as a quiet, powerful affirmation. You are the source, you are the master, and you are ready to create.